and welcome to another edition of POV Live in the morning. Today we are discussing Netflix and what they actually want for the future. Because let's face it, if it's not a divorce, it's content about the royal family. And you think about it. Would Harry and Meghan even have deserved another deal? They didn't get a deal. I'm going to say that very early, 25 seconds in. This is not a deal. This is not a renewal. Even the first look label is garbage. Okay. They didn't. This is, as a matter of fact, this is simply Meghan and that Bella Baharia woman, in my opinion. That's what it is. This is them coming out and saying something, because essentially a first look deal is a blow off. Get the hell out of here. We just don't want to tell everyone we fired you. And yeah, send us something, whatever it is. But let's face it, Netflix isn't going to do all this crap again. Polo, right? Live to Lead. And even this one about Uganda and the kids in Uganda, that one's even tough for me to believe, because what? Another one that no one's going to want to watch? Meghan's crap Christmas special, which we know why Meghan is doing the Christmas special, because the press will say, as we did, the press will say, and it'll drum it up, okay, about clashing with Catherine. That's why. That's the only reason she's doing it. To copy Catherine, make a big deal of it. She knows exactly what she wants. And probably this last Christmas, she was sitting in that Montecito fortress, right? And she was there on Christmas and she was watching Catherine. We know she stalks her. Come on. I don't have the photo here, but literally there was Meghan's clothes were the exact same brand, exact same type of clothes. And it was the exact same fabric. Everything about it was the exact same. I think that's in the Daily Mail. And you literally saw her copy her to a T. Okay. It was the exact same fabric, the exact same clothes. And this is what we're talking about. Definitely. Here we go. Here it is right here. Definitely, you're talking about Meghan sitting there on Christmas and she's watching Catherine. She's stalking her, watching that program that she does. See, here it is right here. That one right there. There it is right there. See that? Look at this. Oh, it's not bizarre. It's out of there. This is obsessive. That's what this is. This is hardcore stuff. See? And Catherine, there it is right there. See, this is weird. This is I don't know, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? And we've talked about it on the show before, where literally you have to say to yourself, she's doing it on purpose. She's obsessed with her. You know, you see the same exact thing, It's crazy. Yes, Gina. It's crazy, it's creepy, it's dangerous in her stalking of Catherine. I just feel like that's real as well. I'm not going to sit here and try and say that that's our opinion of being in Megxit. No. That's real. Meghan Markle really does have an issue with Catherine. Hold on. Let me get this out of here. Stop it. Start it again. Bring it right there. Share it hard. Okay, there we go. Here it is.
In my professional estimation, Meghan is an overt narcissist, completely in love with herself, delusional, and believes she is a star. In my professional opinion, there is a dangerous obsession Meghan has with Catherine. She is dangerous and jealous. Meghan has stalker tendencies. She is obsessed with Catherine, and I think she definitely needs security from the Montecito stalker.
The Montecito stalker. We're going to start calling her that. The Montecito stalker. This is stalker behavior. This is weird, dude. You know, I know I had a graphic on that, stalker. Let me find it, because this is just straight up weird. Oh, remember this one? Remember this crap? The baby's clothes. Remember for her My Shop? She put the same baby's clothes that the Wales children were wearing. Remember this? The stalker, dude. That's scary. Imagine what that feels like. These are the same clothes that George wore, or George, and then these are the ones that the girl wore, Charlotte. It's the same thing. Like, this is what she did. She put them on her My Shop. I don't know when this was. Is there a date? Settings, margins, playback. I don't know. Let's look right here. 4 months ago. 4 months ago. So back in January, February, April. Back in April. You know, this is crazy. And then, of course, let's not forget this one as well. Stalker. Right after Catherine got her rose named after her, what is Meghan going to do on the same day? You see? This is crazy. This is what? We might even need to change the damn title because we haven't gotten into the Netflix once royal content. We're getting into the stalker shit. Stuff. I said stuff. Sorry. It's not 20 minutes yet. Can't curse. So yeah, she's a stalker, man. Meghan is a straight up stalker. And it's you know, just to end this segment off, I've never seen it this bad. See, this is one thing. Now, okay, we get it, right? You're watching the kids. That's stalker too. We get it. You want to send a message that you're watching. And then this, we get it. You want to send a message that you're watching. We get it, right? But here, this is one step further, dude. This is, you know, you're wearing her clothes. Wow. I just don't, I can't. I just can't. She absolutely is, Ruby. It's just, it's out of there. That's the word for it. It's out of there. It's kind of scary. And, you know, then that does lead into the conversation about Meghan being banned from the UK as well. Remember? That was a conversation as well because she's a danger. Okay. How do you explain that then? How do you explain the clothes? You can't. You can't. You can't really say, oh, Meghan saw it and she liked it. You mean she saw the exact same one that Catherine was wearing and she got the exact same one? You can't explain it. There's no way to other explain it than the fact that this woman is obsessed with her. No doubt. No doubt. Okay, we're not going to have that. We don't need copyright. Oh, thanks. You make it so much better. Ugh. Okay, not worth a $5. Netflix has The Two Idiots Over a Barrel. It's talk about royals and divorce or get nothing. Now, we'll go into this one first, and we're going to save the divorce for the second part of the conversation. First, royals. Now, I don't see them making any kind. Nothing. As a matter of fact, I said that on one of the shows that I put recently. Harry stabbed his family in the back, but only a little bit because he really didn't say anything. What did we find out from that spare book? Nothing. He rubs himself, thinks about his mom. He got pushed over because he's easy to push over, and his brother owns him. Everything, of course. Oh, we love the ads. So I don't see. Okay, let's see what you say. Will Harry and Meghan ever do any more content against the royals? 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. I just don't see it. I don't think so. Like, there's always those articles about, oh, the royal family is afraid. The royal family fears. I think that just happened. I think that just happened a couple of days ago. Royal family fears next move, Harry. See, here it is right here. Hold on, wait. Tools, recent, past week. Prince Harry denies he's worried. Royal families. Here it is right here. This is from Published 2 days ago. This is from 2 days ago, right here. There it is. The royal families. Oh, of course. Oh, I'm not going to lose my shit. I'm not going to lose my shit. Okay. The royal family's latest concerns over Harry and Meghan's new Netflix deal. There aren't any. And I don't know why this happens every single time there's some type of move from these two people. See, she will. Oh, everyone is saying that they will. Really? Really? How you doing, Kipper? Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, also like and subscribe, share the stream, let everyone know what we're doing here every morning at 9:30 Central Standard Time. And thank you so much for being here on this live. Not him, but she will. They will try, but won't get the opportunity. Don't think they are concerned. I know. Hold on. The way the king is going, there's not going to be a royal family. Hey, Ginger, we're not going to go there. Let me I just want to let y'all in on how I've been thinking lately. I've been having thoughts of the future of the channel and what's coming after Harry and Meghan, or what's coming more, in addition. Now, whenever we talk about this kind of stuff on the live, I like it. I like it a lot because we really last time we went hardcore on King Charles and the whole migration thing. But I know that there's something after Harry and Meghan. I know that this probably only has like a year or 18 months left. I can't see this going any further, but we're still going to stick to reporting it. But I like talking about that kind of stuff. When Ginger says, "Oh, the way the king is going, there won't be a royal family." Well, because we know that where Britain is going, right? We could talk about that, but it would probably get demonetized. So I like the idea, talking politics, talking about current events, but that stuff is risky because of YouTube. But all I'm saying, I just want to let you in on my thought process for probably about the last 6 weeks. I know there's something after Harry and Meghan. So we will see what that is. But getting back to this, I just don't see it. I don't see Harry and Meghan going and putting out any more anti-royal content. And when I say that, I'm not talking about Harry going and complaining. I can't say that yet. 20 minutes. I'm not talking about Harry going and complaining on an interview like he did with the BBC. That's not what I'm talking about, because that's not content. I'm talking about content like a show or a documentary or something with teeth that will actually be real. I don't think that's going to happen. Do I think Meghan's going to do the book? Sure. We're just going to have to wait for the divorce for that, of course. But as far as like another Meghan and Harry documentary that the royal family would be concerned about, as this stupid crap says, and as many of it has said, right? I just don't see it. I don't think they know anything. I'm sorry. You can say that. I looked it up. You got to watch it, man. You got to watch it with YouTube. YouTube, they'll pull the rug right out from under you. Yeah, I don't think you want me to tell you the truth? I don't think they know anything. I don't think Harry knows anything. I don't think there's any exposing that they could do. Meghan was only there, what was it? 72 days or 17 months or whatever the number is, right? I just don't see it. I don't see Meghan and Harry ever doing anything against the royal family ever again. And why? Because they don't know. Because there is no royal secrets. Like even with Meghan, right? Even with Meghan, what is she going to write in the book? What is she going to write about that woman that had the brooch? Oh, she had a brooch and it was a racist brooch or brooch, however you say it. She had a little thing and it was like a little black person. Oh, the racism. Oh, it was just a friggin' pin, man. You know, that's the kind of people that Meghan that she is. That's how she is, because she wants to find racism where it's not there. See? So when you really talk like this, what would Meghan even have? Nothing. Like, comment right now. Tell me, in your opinion, what would Meghan put in her book if it was about the royals? Tell me what you think, because I just don't see it. Like I said with the brooch, I mean, it's not like anyone ever said the N-word, Meghan. Because obviously she thinks that they treated her poorly because they didn't kiss her ass, right? You and I get that. I don't think the A word matters. It's before 20 minutes. Like, if she had been there for 5 years, right? If it was Meghan from 2018 all the way to 2023 and she had all kinds of time, right? Then you could say, okay, maybe she has some secrets. Maybe Meghan has seen some stuff go on. But then you think, hold on, let me get that exact date. I need to figure out what that exact date is. How long was Meghan Markle in the royal family? "22 months. She married the client on May 19th, 2018. The couple announced they were stepping back January 2020. Formal exit role 2020, March 31st. 22 months. I've never heard that number before. Okay. That kind of changes it, but that's still not a long time. What is that? A year? That's only less than 2 years. 2 months less than 2 years. And even then, I don't even think much of that time she was in the palace or around the palace or anything like that. Yeah, it's not. Only 18 months, see? That's not a long time. 18 months, 22 months, that's nothing. And also, like I said, was all that time spent in the palace around people? 72 engagements total. See, that's nothing. 72 days of work. They do less now. They do less now. The Sharkles will never admit that they were forced to leave by Queen Elizabeth. Oh, yeah, because Meghan's a stalker. They found her stalking Catherine, and the Queen knew not to tell her anything. See, that's why when you really think about that concept, what's Meghan going to say in a book? Okay, let's ask them. Let's see. If Meghan was to write an anti-royal book, what could she even say, really? Publishers, readers' time should need to either reveal brand new behind-the-scenes incidents that weren't already covered. See that right there, right? I feel like she would have done that by now. Or go much harder and more personal than before, essentially burning all bridges. Here's what she could theoretically cover. Okay, so this isn't real. This is theoretically, but this is what the whole media, oh, the royals are concerned. This is what they would be concerned about. Let's see. A deep dive into institutional control. Claim the palace micromanaged her every move from clothes to speeches. Didn't she say that already? Detail alleged palace minders shadowing her at events and controlling interactions. Well, she had people following her all the time, but I guess he means like write it down or something. Describe supposed briefings against her to the press to protect senior royals. Excuse me? That does not exist. Okay. Describe supposed briefings against her to the press to protect senior royals, meaning the Queen, Prince William, Prince William, Princess Catherine, Prince Charles when he was a prince back then. Wow. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're going to leave that there for next. Family power dynamics paint Charles, William, and other royals as being obsessed with rank and PR hierarchy. Aren't they doing that already? Don't they do that already? Claim they were threatened by her popularity and global brand. Yes, Meghan, do it. Do it, Meghan. Make us all laugh so hard. Oh, it's because the royals, they were threatened by my brand and my popularity. Oh my God. You know what? That one is so stupid. I could see her doing that. Oh my God. Look at that. I am already. That's really good. Oh, I could see her doing that. Accuse specific family members of icy treatment. She's done that already. Not just vague they statements. Yeah. She would have to go into real lying, like trying to write a whole book and really make some serious lies. Racial undertones. Again, nobody even believes that angle, by the way, Meghan. Nobody believes the angle of racism anymore. Identify by name the people she claims made comments about Archie's skin color. Hasn't that already been identified? It was Camilla and Charles, and they weren't even talking about it. Wait, wasn't it Harry and Meghan that said that they were talking about? I don't know. There's so many things that happen with that. Provide concrete examples of microaggressions. I bet you anything, this woman absolutely, Meghan Markle absolutely, no doubt about it, has microaggressions. She's one of those woke people. Both you and I know that. She's woke as hell, right? That's how those woke people are. They see every little tiny thing that you do. Oh, that's a microaggression. That's a microaggression that's with racism, and it's also got classism. And you should really watch who you are and what you're saying. Oh, come on. Cultural insensitivity. Of course. That's Meghan. But concrete examples, lies. See, link it to a broader claim of the monarchy being outdated and exclusionary. Man, come on. They've already given everything they could to her. Everybody knows that. Even the people that don't like the royal family know that. And I don't mean Meghan's fans. I'm talking about people that are anti-royalist or whatever, right? They know. Everyone knows. The royal family tried so hard for this woman. Expose alleged lack of support for her mental health. She did that already and failed. Portray royal life as isolating and suffocating. Oh, no, you alone. She did that already too. Describe the internal men in gray suits, shadow government. Did that? No, she hasn't done that. Detail the mechanics of leaking and planting stories against her. Oh, what about for her? What about in her favor? How about that? Suggest that the royal rota system rewards loyalty to certain royals and punishes others. Well, I would agree with that. Only the royal rota on X literally was posting everything for Meghan for the last 5 days. The literal royal rota, there's like 5 of them, and they're like hardcore royal reporters, and they were the ones that broke the story. Russell Myers or something like that, Roya Nika, Cameron Walker. What's the other ones? There's like 3 other ones. I don't know the other ones. And that's what they did. They broke the story for the Netflix fake deal, because that's what it is. It's not real. I mean, the royal rota's on her side and Harry's side. That's what it is. Frame the UK media as racist and the palace as complicit. They've already did that and failed. Meghan's counter vision. You mean when she's drunk off about 9 champs? Position herself as the modern progressive alternative the monarchy rejected. She's done that already and failed. Argue that she and the client could have saved the monarchy's relevance if allowed to innovate. They've already done that as well and failed. How you doing, Lizzie B? Thank you so much for coming in. End with the call of either massive reform or abolishment. Why would she want to abolish the only thing that makes her relevant? Absolutely not. She wouldn't do that. So let's just see. Describe supposed briefings against her to the press to protect senior royals, most particularly nuclear angles. Meghan leaned into wanted to. Anti-royal briefings. Weaponize it. Senior royals each have their own communications team. Well, we know that. And those teams' real job is not just promoting positive stories, but protecting their principal. Okay. When one royal faces negative press, another royal's team might quietly feed an unflattering tit. You know what? I've heard this many times. And there's actually fights between fans of Kensington and fans of Buckingham. I've literally heard that, and I've seen that in public. That point right there, I've seen that play out, where you have fans of Charles going against fans of William. I've seen it. Lizzie B with the massive POV membership. Thank you so much, Lizzie B. Don't forget, like and subscribe, share the stream, let everyone know what we're doing here. This creates constant trade and gossip, her alleged experience. Yes, keyword alleged. Meghan could claim that during her time in the firm, whenever Senior Royal had a PR crisis brewing, say a scandal or pulled numbers, suddenly her name would pop up in the papers. I think they said that too. Harry has said that, hasn't he? I believe so. Harry has claimed that he was like a scapegoat, and whenever something happened, then they released a story about him, if I remember that correctly. She could give examples. A Kate, that's not her name, related misstep, Meghan's sudden staff bullying headline. Well, you know, that would be great if Catherine ever had a misstep, which she doesn't because she's not stupid like Meghan. Charles in hot water over finances, Meghan riff with the Queen leak. Those things don't exist, but okay, fine. She could frame it as the latter, top tier. Oh, well, Meghan is not top tier. She's more like bottom. What's that? The tower. Put her in the tower tier. Mid-tier, Kate and Camilla. Bottom tier, Harry and Meghan. Seen as expendable in the press game. Oh, I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact they talk about themselves. I wonder. Her claim could be, we were the easiest to throw to the wolves because we weren't considered essential in the monarchy's survival. No, you're not. You freaking suck. No, you're not. Dude, I would tell that woman to her face, bro. I would tell her to her face. Well, if she said, well, we were the easiest to throw to the wolves because we weren't considered essential. No, Meghan, you're not. You're not essential at all. No. I would love to tell the client that too. And you know, because Harry, he has his head so far up his ass, he could lick his own intestines. This man thinks he's so important. You're not, Harry. You are not important, Harry. Dude, as he said, and it's the truth, if William needs a kidney, they might not even be able to get it from you. That's how unimportant you are, bro. Who benefits certain royals, rose in publicity? Yeah, whatever, media complicity. Well, literally media complicity. We know that. Meghan could allege that certain royal correspondents became informer PR on. Oh, we just talked about the royal Rhoda putting out her story. Yes, we see. Palace factions. She could do the same. Frame like this. Frame like this. They were mean to me. The royal family was so mean to me. Oh, you know, the sad part about this is I could totally see her doing it. Oh, okay. Make a funny book cover. Dang it. Book cover for Meghan Markle's book. They were mean to me. Okay. Obviously make her crying. Make her crying and pouting. Okay, let's get into the chat for a little bit before we get back into the story. Don't forget, like and subscribe and share the stream. Let everyone know what we're doing here today. Apparently, now we go into the divorce talk because first it was about the royals. Let's not forget that. And in my opinion, Meghan and Harry aren't going to talk about the royals again. Maybe she'll do it in her book, as we just read. But now we move over to the divorce aspect. Oh, we're not done. We're not done yet. We still got about 15 minutes. Now, this one is a for certain. Absolutely. Netflix is waiting for the divorce. No doubt in my mind. And when you're talking about something like this, where why would they even keep that channel open? Now, maybe they would never put out a statement, oh, yeah, we're firing Meghan and Harry. We're cutting them off. We don't want anything to do with them. Maybe they'd never put out that statement. Okay, we'll give them that. But basically, a first look deal is basically a blow off. Okay, thank you. You can call us, but if I don't like your idea because you suck, we don't want anything to do with it, right? We're not going to pay you any money. That's what it was. Even though Meghan and even Meghan's people and the PR, they're all trying to play it as a win. That's what they're doing. We know that. We can see that. Thank you so much, Neely. Oh, yeah, we got to make some new ones. I got to start doing that. Let's see. Within the next 2 years, I think they'll be divorced. I don't think they will divorce. They both have too much dirt on each other. They are boning others already, I'm sure, just hiding it. Yeah, there was that story. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. The Crazy Days. Where is it? Okay, well, I'll just go F myself. Jeez, God. Anyways, there was the story of the athlete, the buff athlete, and Meghan was seen with him again. And then there was the story before that about Meghan not having been at her own house in, what was it? Since June? And we're already in the middle of August? It was something like that. Those are all on the blind items that we've read them and made videos on them recently. So that has happened. But the divorce, I think that's the only thing, man, when you look at it. But we had that conversation, you know, about would they even tell people? It all depends. It really all depends. Harry is going to have to come clean about the children. Oof. Well, we have already seen that, right? I don't think that's going to happen. The two idiots, Netflix deal, yada, yada, yada. Hold on. That way I don't get people sick. She claimed retainer case. Okay, so there's. Speaking of Reek's Royal exclusive show, Esther. What? Esther Krakow? I thought it was Krakow with a K. Okay. With the Sussex deal is simply a retainer. Yeah, but a retainer you still pay. This is just, you can call us later, but we want nothing to do with you. She claimed it's a retainer in case Meghan and Harry decide to accidentally do something entertaining again. I don't think there is anything they can do besides divorce, right? There's not really anything. What could they do? That's basically it. There's no commitment. They put no money behind this. It's basically the right to first refusal. If they come up with something that doesn't have to do with their whole kind of ceremonious about how to save the world, then Netflix might be yes. Well, if we're led to believe that upcoming one is actually going to happen, the one about kids in Uganda, come on, you know. And that one also, it goes right back to Harry's white savior complex. Let's not forget that. Harry's got that white savior complex written all over him, especially when he goes to these countries. He absolutely does. No doubt in my mind. Because this man thinks he's so important. Where is it?
I told the little one, "You're welcome. No, not for food, for being in my presence. I'm here because I care." I flew private to protest poverty. Honestly, it's brave of me to even be here. You're all very lucky that I came. Sure, they're starving, but it's my presence here that truly fulfills them. Not food or money, but me. I am their wealth.
That's how he is. That's real. It might just be a cartoon, you know, but that's absolutely real. No doubt in my mind that guy's like that. He's got that white savior issue in his brain. And you see that this guy just, especially when he's around them over there, you can really feel it where the kids don't want to be there. And he's trying to get them to take pictures and you can see it. They're so miserable. Exactly. He doesn't care about the Baka people. He doesn't care. He was just in Africa. Netflix doing the behind the scenes and outtakes of Meg would be a winner. Those would probably be even worse and even more fake, right? Because they had to cut him out because she was so faking them. How to save the world. I mean, to be brutally honest, what they've done is said, unless you have some juicy tea to spill on the royal family, which we've talked about this whole live, I don't believe that they do. That's me. A lot of people have said that they do in the chat, and I'll give y'all that. Or you do, or you get divorced and want us to give us a documentary. Now, as shallow and vapid and just douchebaggerous that sounds, that you would choose to get a divorce and the first thing you're going to do is put out a documentary. Holy shit. See, but we're talking about Meghan and Harry here. So you could see it. You really could. Like, that's like the first thing. And then what's even worse is that since Meghan has all of the footage already, she's the one that she's got the photos, she's got the videos. It's Archwell Productions. I bet you most of it is on her laptop because she's Archwell Productions, right? So if there was a documentary put out, it would probably be against Harry. Because if this is saying a documentary to give us, who would be giving Netflix the documentary? Harry After Dark? Oh, no. Dude, that's the blackmail, Mary Taylor. That's the blackmail. We talk about that all the time with that blackmail stuff. What is that? Because let's put this into real life terms, right? Let's really think about it. Let's say right now, the divorce just happened. 10/13, August 14th, 2025. The divorce just happened. What's next? Meghan is going to push her angle through all of her publications. But then you'd have to think, who would the media want to side with? Would People Magazine side with Meghan? I mean, Harry's the prince, man. You know, Harry's the goods. William, the royal family, Charles, Catherine, they're the goods. Meghan, she's not the goods. She's got the goods, you know, maybe sometimes putting out these fake stories. She's got the goods. She gets some clicks, but essentially the one that matters is Harry. That's actually a good question, because then that would lead to, okay, if they're right here, as this says, or you get divorced and want to give us, meaning Netflix, a documentary. So what would the documentary be about? It would just be like one of those ass documentaries on Hulu where they're just talking about, oh, and they did this and then that, and then they have Jack Royston and Katie Nichol and Charlotte Griffin, and they have all these people from the journalists, the royal journalists. Is that what it's going to be? Because I could see it. I could totally see it. Watch. The divorce happens right now, August 14th. I'm talking about, hold on. I'm talking about like August 14th. Dude, I'm going to be honest right now. I'm talking about like by next Friday, there would be a documentary ready. There would be something ready in a week. That's what I think. Maybe even the next day. Holy, you know, you really got to put it in that perspective of what would happen. And then probably the day of the divorce, there would be a media frenzy, media storm. Documentary, My Prince Has Mummy Issues. He made me pretend to channel his late mother. A documentary about him, Harry the Prince, Me Against the World. See, because that would mean that Netflix took Harry's side. And you think about it, you do. You wonder, who is going to go with who once this all happens? Is Page Six going to follow Meghan? Is People Magazine going to follow Meghan? And when you put it in reality terms, I just don't see that happening either. I think everyone goes with Harry. Everyone knows where their bread is buttered, and it's with the royal family. They get the clicks. The topic of the divorce will get the clicks, like right here. That'll get it too. But then Meghan, after that, what has she got? A book. And as this says, a documentary, depending on what angle the documentary is. The American media will absolutely take Meghan's side. You mean like the New York Post and Page Six and that's you know what? Let's ask them. They were mean to me. I'm gonna have to use that. Okay, let's see. If there was a divorce, who would the American media side with? See what he says. American media's reaction would be split. Two predictable lanes: coverage shaped, outlet hype, target audience, current public sentiment towards each of them. Celebrity gossip outlets, like we said, People Magazine, certainly lean pro Meghan at first. Really? The American girl done wrong by the British establishment. Ugh, I could totally see that. And a husband who couldn't protect her. Oh, man. You know what? I want that. Watch. Create this as a People Magazine. What is that called? Front page? No. Is it? Yeah, front page. It's not called a front page. What is it called? Headline? No, the head story. What is that fucking called? Okay, I guess it's called front page. Expect sympathetic covers. Yes, especially from Newsweek, right? Dang, AI agrees with me. Hell yeah. I know, right? Liberals. Cover story, right? There we go. Cover. Expect sympathetic covers. Meghan's brave new chapter. Oh, it is so gross. And I could totally see it. Specials and heavily PR managed interviews. Meghan still has relationships with Hollywood PR teams and built-in sympathy card as an outsider. Cover story. Yeah, cover story. I mean, yeah. Lead story. Why would Meghan stalk Catherine, who is boring and never talks? What? Hold on. Why would Meghan Stark? Are you saying stalk? Stalk. You know there's an L in stalk. Do you not know how to spell? Catherine, at least you use her name correctly, who is boring and never talks. She talks all the time. She gives speeches all the time. What are you talking about? See, this is the issue. Oh, I know that. But this is the issue. I would understand what you're saying if that was real, but that's not real. She gives speeches all the time. She just gave a speech when she was giving an award, not accepting one or buying one, like Meghan. See, and here's the issue. When you have Meghan's fans, they debate from a point of view and a reality that doesn't exist. That's not even true. You can't say that because Catherine does appearances and speeches in public all the time. I don't even need to look it up on ChatGPT. See, and this is why Meghan's fans never win, because they can't debate in reality. In the reality that you and I are living in, that's not real. See, that's one of those things that they say on X. Oh, and they call Catherine mumbles. I don't know what the hell that means. What are you talking about? Catherine mumbles? I don't get that. Like, it doesn't make sense. You see, like, as opposition, the Sussex squad are not good. They're not a good opposition. They're not good at their jobs. And as a matter of fact, I would say the Amber Heard trolls from the Johnny Depp trial were way better. I mean, the Sussex squad is just, they're not that good. They're like the Foot Clan from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're just nobodies there's like 70 of them. You know, and that's sad, because if you're going to come in here and try and talk about Catherine, at least say something that's true, and then we'd be able to have a conversation. See? Can't tell the difference between boring and classy. Yeah. You know, they think that Meghan doing all this crap on Netflix and doing all this bullshit that she does, that it's classy. It's not. It's desperate. It is. It's very desperate. Yeah, they're Foot Clan. That's what they are. Okay, let's see. Mainstream liberal news, obviously, with Meghan. Ugh. CNN, of course. The View. Oh my God, Meghan would totally go on The View. More likely to emphasize Meghan's struggles and frame her as the one who tried to modernize the monarchy and paid the price. You know, when they use that term, all it means is she wanted to get paid. That's all that means. Yeah, the Toe Clan, right? And paid the price. They would also lean into themes of sexism, racism, and institutional coldness. Ugh. They've already tried that. It failed. Harry might be painted as conflicted or unable to cut the royal cord. So, that one's true, but not outright villainized. Conservative Fox News, these would likely side with the client or at least take satisfaction in Meghan's downfall. I don't know about that. I've seen Fox News give some headlines in her favor. I'm not sure about that. Prince Harry finally escapes Meghan's grip. Royal rebel reclaims his life. That sounds so gay. Oh, Harry reclaims his life. Harry wants to reclaim his fatherhood and his manhood. Yeah, because she had your balls in her purse. Harry would be framed as manipulative, controlling, and responsible for his estrangement from his family. He already is. Or Meghan would be framed. I mean, she already is. They're both the reason. Long-term shift after the initial shock. The first few months, pro-Meghan sympathy wave. I believe that. Oh, Lizzie B with another massive POV membership. Thank you so much, Lizzie V. And also, thank you for being here. Like and share and let everyone know what we're doing here. Pro-Meghan sympathy wave. That is true. I agree with that. There would be something like, oh, everyone feels sorry for her. Everyone feels sorry. And then there would be massive on TikTok from like all of the feminists, hardcore feminists, Amber Heard, you know, Meghan Markle, Angelina Jolie, Evan Rachel Wood, from all those type of people, all their fans. Overtime coverage might turn more critical if she's seen milking the divorce. Well, that's definitely going to happen. There's no doubt that that's going to happen. She's going to milk that divorce for everything it's worth. For publicity, if damaging leaks on Harry's side emerge, if Harry returns to royal life in any capacity, the narrative could shift. The prodigal son returns. Wow. I mean, maybe. Oh, man. Oh, dang it. That is just too good. Hold on. Meghan's brave new chapter inside her life now, raising Archie and Lily and finding strength anew. Oh man, the only problem with this photo is that it says February 2024. That's it, but this is perfect. Oh, that's too good. That is a perfect way to end off this stream. Man, And you know what? I totally agree with everything else. I'll say that before we end the stream. I totally agree. This would be the headline, Meghan's brave new chapter. Of course, they would just have some photo of her to make her look all, strong and whatever. They probably have her in a suit or some type of shit. But I totally agree with this. Just the hilarious crying face. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you so much for being here on this live. We will catch you next time.